How are you doing?
I'm tired. I just worked a 12-hour shift, but I'm good to go. So we'll see how long we can run this before either myself or Mac crash.
I'm
All
not going to
good.
crash because I need to drive somebody to work.
Okay, I'm just checking the chat. Tom, if you give us this monster that is in the general chat, I'm gonna quit. Okay, for sure we are not gonna survive.
It's previous campaign. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Although
It's friendly.
beholder in the dungeon will be funny.
We'll
It's
be
friendly.
fine. We did fine in the last encounter.
I have PTSD after that.
I saw a video that was uploaded from Tom on YouTube, and like someone had 1 health point. I'm like, well, something didn't go right.
Yeah, all of us.
Yeah. Who wasn't on that?
I think it was Samson. He just had like 1 health point.
Yep.
I'm like, and I looked through the chat log, and
Yep, Samson had some. Samson had some problems.
he had a tough time.
A lot less health a few seconds before,
Yeah.
and a lot less limbs too. But he's fine now. It got better. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Perfect.
He looks
Nothing wrong
healthy.
with me.
Go ahead and adjust rhythm
Yes.
volume if you need to, and I'll just start. Alright. Another day dawns upon the town of Alaki. And trapped within the mists in the land of Barovia, our heroes delved into the haunted estate of House Durst, with hopes of finding insight into the evils of this land and means of vanquishing it. While rummaging around for treasure, the party uncovered some of the family's dark past, an exchange between the noble aristocrats and their dark lord Strahd, a love affair between the master of the house and his nursemaid, resulting in the birth of a bastard, and the scorn of Mistress Durst, resulting in the death of her husband and 2 children, Rose and Thorn. But this is only the beginning as we continue on from where we last left off. Nadia,
Yes.
the adolescent girl's ethereal voice echoes as she begins to wisp away. Should you succeed, we will find peace at last. Should you fail, you will join us and never know yours. Before you, the 2 apparitions of Rose and Thorn fade away, and with that, you are left alone in the darkness of this room.
All right. So, I had minor image up.
Yes, the
on the
illusion
door.
door you cast at the room's threshold begins to fizzle out at this point. The spell's duration spent beyond in the room across the attic hall. Several human shapes lurk in the dark, facing your direction, whispering. So essentially, Samson and Novark, feel free.
Yeah. I remember in the RP that we did, I had the doll in my hand, and even with that spell fading and everything, I would just take it down and still have the doll in my hand, turn around from the door, and kind of just stand in the doorway and see if anyone was on the other side.
Someone's
There.
in the hall.
Take it away, guys.
Yep.
Someone's in the hall, and I will start a sacred flame glowing in my hand, ready to cast.
Okay, I think I'm still blind from the mirror. I can't see anything.
No,
I mean, I
No, we fixed that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think the token doesn't have vision.
The token
Ah,
has,
no, it does.
it does.
Yeah, it does.
You're in the darkness,
It
so
look-
you have dark vision. You can barely see anything. Samson, you're casting light. I'm fixing that right now. How much light is that spell?
20,
2020?
bright light in 20 feet and 20 dim.
Got it. Got you, bro. That should help.
Thank you.
Hello? Who's there?
And then I'll kind of make my appearance known. Kind of scooting on up. And I'll still have the doll in my hand, and with a small, maybe a little small shake in my voice. Be like, hello, is anyone there?
Yes.
Could be another spirit?
No spirits here.
Possibly. Spirits don't have footsteps, though.
You're right.
Are you guys in the room to the south?
The voices are coming from the room that was straight across from the hall over yonder.
Ah, okay. Then, if it's possible, I would just be in the doorway and make myself known to everyone.
You can go ahead and describe how you look like.
Yeah, so as I, enter in the doorway, I stand at about 5'7". More of a darkened armor, like a light leather armor. Donnie is about 5'7", slick back hair. She has a very kind of like Greek angular nose, a little darker in the eyes. Maybe if she was to have like makeup, like a smoky eye appearance and everything. More of a thinner build. And her hair's about maybe down to her shoulder length or so.
Do you have any weapons on you? Like equipment?
No, I don't have any weapons in my hand. I would have, for meta, I would have my arcane focus in one, and then I would have a kind of like a heater shield in my other one.
Hello.
So you must be the ones. I can tell that it seems like everyone has met our host for the evening, Rose and Thorn.
Yes. We're bringing their bones down to the crypt now.
She mentioned that. I would hope I could help in some kind of way. This land, this house, this everything here just seems so sick. But I arrived on the wagon cart. I'm not sure if you heard outside. I'm surprised I made it this far without anyone hearing me. But a friend of mine said that I would be able to meet a couple companions here, and I truly believe that you might be them.
Well, I suppose we could always use friends in this land.
Yeah, you're definitely.
After all, it is very dark. And
Yes. Safety in numbers.
That I agree with. Well, I'm glad to have meet all of you. And she puts her hand on, her chest, and she says, "My name is Nadia." It has a small little bow, and she just kind of looks upon you all. I'm glad you're not the jumpy type. This could have been a lot worse, especially given the place where we're at. Yeah.
Though, I will say, I did hear you coming.
Seems like I need to brush up a little bit. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't catch an arrow or anything. But on my way up here, I was on the second floor and I could hear someone as if they were in pain or weeping. I wanted to check the whole house first just to make sure nothing would creep up behind me. Were you on the second floor at all?
We did do something there.
Yes.
We did try to deal with some.
We were in the
had-
second floor, and
That's
we
where we
found.
fought. That's where we had the nursemaid and
Yes.
the armor. And was that where you were affected, Aya?
Yes, maybe
was
she.
second floor, wasn't she?
Yeah. Don't look at your reflection in this time.
Yes, be careful of mirrors. There was a cursed one in this house. We only barely managed to prevent its effects.
It sounded like she was in pain. I don't know if that was of our doing or
I don't think
perhaps
so. The
something
only
else.
the only one that could potentially be was the nursemaid was on the second floor, but I think we
Didn't she
set her
vanish?
at peace. Yes, we brought her. We met her one last time here, and then she faded, seemingly at peace to some extent. Her mission, her regret being done.
Indeed, now
Or we
noting
feel
the
more
man
like
speaking
them.
beside you is standing beside another box draped over with a white cloth stained with old blood. Within it is a cadaver of a woman. Judging by the wounds, she died from several knife plunges to her chest. 2 copper coins are placed upon where her eye sockets are, and she seems to be at somewhat of a peaceful repose.
Before she vanished, she showed us a secret passage here where she was taken before she died. We believe it leads down to the crypt. And we're
Well-
about to head down that way.
It seems like you know your way around here better than I do, so I would be happy to join, and if you would like to press forward, I'll be right behind you.
I suppose that makes the most sense. Novark. Do you have any problems with this?
No.
We need all the help that we can get.
I
Welcome,
mean,
Nadia.
honestly, can ask questions later.
Yes.
I'm sure we can get all caught up.
This isn't the place to have fucking tea and biscuits.
Agreed.
This-
Let's make our way down into the crypt and be on guard. There's supposedly a monster down there.
So
And
we are going
Okay.
down the stairs. You wanna go first, Samson?
I-
or-
I will take lead.
Sure. Samson taking the lead
Sure, the-
as now you step into this storage room full of a dusty chamber packed with all manner of old furniture covered with these drapes, these dusty white sheets. Stepping into the room, to your left is what looks like a raven upon the handle of a broom that seems to be animated and standing upright all by itself. The raven cocks its head, gives you a single caw, and just eyes you with a side eye.
You have a small glare. Probably just making a nest here from what I could probably tell. Nothing of interest to me.
Yes, the room is a resident of the house that seems to have decided to stick around with us.
Kind of made friends with it.
Yes, we did.
Whom
Thinking
be-
of calling it Sweep.
begins hopping around the room, following Samson as he begins to descend down the spiral stairs, taking the lead.
So cute.
Plunging into the deep dark, you descend down the spiral staircase, its wood creaking underfoot. The mortared stone walls of the shaft are raked with nail marks, telling of the struggle of many victims over the years. You traverse past the cobwebs and find yourself approximately 50 feet down. I'm assuming everybody else follows.
Yes.
All your tokens are stacked over yonder. The walls transition to earth, clay, rock. Wooden crossbeams support these low tunnels beneath Dursthaus. Century-old human footprints can be seen in the earthen floor, leading every which way. The spiral staircase ends here, the path ahead becoming a narrow tunnel that stretches onwards, branching 2 ways, several feet ahead. You can hear an eerie, incessant chant echo all throughout.
Do we recognize the words, or at least the language?
The chant is distant, and due to the echo of the place, it is too far off to discern the exact words. It is a very short sentence, repeated over and over and over.
Samson, which way? I'm whispering.
Question, I would still have light up, I think.
Yeah, I just had to refresh
'Cause
your
I
token.
can't actually dismiss...
I wish you could control light yourself. I'm sorry. Here you go.
Because I can't actually dismiss light, which is one slight problem with that spell.
I think
It's
You
not
can cover it.
concentration.
I
I can cover it.
Put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at this point, I think we want light. Well, we have kind of three options here, I suppose. Coin toss. So
For those of you curious, the chat sounds something like this. I'm not put it as an ambiance for now. I'm gonna have to turn it up a little bit.
yeah. So one we go up, two we go south, or two we go down. Let us see that. There we go. So I suppose we go this way, and I'll point towards this direction.
Proceeding about 5 feet up toward that direction, you notice to your right several crypts have been hewn from the earth here. Each crypt seems to be, or have meant to be, sealed with a heavy stone slab.
Well, change of plans. We're going this way. There are crypts this way. I suppose that's probably where we want to go first. After all, we're trying to help Rose and Thorn.
Very fitting for such a dank place.
Yes. So I'll go kind of here and here.
Sure. Maneuvering there, you note that one of the crypts is seemingly empty, but etched upon the stone slab of the other, leaning against the wall, the crypt stone spells out the name Walter Durst.
Yeah, just so you know, lad, I think you've got a token there that might not supposed to be there.
Which one?
Yeah, there's a orc.
That
The
is-
hobgoblin.
That is somebody who's not with us yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
So-
Who is that orc? Thank you.
The goblin, the goblin. We got him.
Boblin, yeah.
So
Wait,
Where did you say you saw the words at again? The
over
Walter.
over on this stone slab over yonder.
Okay.
this one's Walter. This one is nothing.
Blank. Hewn, made for somebody. Both crypts don't contain nor coffin nor nothing, just a space preserved, freshly made at a time. But, you know, for obvious reasons, there's nobody there.
No body there. I will take a step and do a quick look in Walter's, just try and see if there's anything in there.
Sure. In your time as a priest, spending time in churches and catacombs, you've known such places to store bodies underground, cold, to preserve them, but this place, hewn from earth, is not well maintained and seemed to have not been prepared right, as if it is half done. Like whoever built this got interrupted halfway through the project. The stone slab is quite heavy. You'd probably be able to lift it, but it'll be quite heavy to drag around.
Well, there's not great tombs, great crypts. Yeah, what's that side look like?
Empty.
looks empty.
Do you suppose these are where we should set Rose and Thorn to rest? I suppose this one here is supposed to be for Walter.
Yeah.
But
I could only imagine where his body would be.
I know where it is. I gave it funeral rites. It's on the second floor of the
Oof.
nursery where he died. I suppose Rose and Thorn probably want to stay together. I think we fit their bones behind this unmarked one and seal it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was thinking that maybe each one has a tomb, but I think that resting together will be nice for them.
Yes, they seem to have taken comfort in each other in this curse. So I think we'll go ahead and put their bones in the unmarked tomb. So I'll go ahead and move up there and drop Rose's bones that I was carrying. You had grabbed Thorn's bones.
Here, you're missing this one, okay? And I'm passing you an arm because why not?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that bring them peace.
Hopefully, well, what do you say we seal this
Okay.
crypt?
Let me try to help you. I try to move the door. Come.
Sure. Yeah.
Does it
I
move?
will-
I would say both of you can roll me like a normal athletics check. I'll take the highest as you are assisting each other to move the slabs shut.
Oh,
Samson needs a little bit of help lifting the slab. It seems to be meant for 2 people to lift. With Aya's help, one by one, you grind them against the earth, sealing the crypt.
I suppose we should probably give them some type of name. Don't. I suppose I'll take out a piece of chalk that I have. Or actually, I'll take out my dagger first and try and just scratch into the rock. I'm assuming it's not going to do much, if anything.
Made of limestone, it's actually quite soft. The scratches
Oh.
engraving themselves.
In that case,
It's not
I will go
neat
ahead and-
stonework, but you know.
Oh no, I'm not
Something.
going for neat. I'm going for practical with their names.
Does anyone wants to say some words?
I mean, it's only fitting, so I guess I'll say something. And she puts her pistol that she was holding it to her pocket, clasps both her hands together. Hypris, the raging tempest, let me be a vessel and make an offering. Make me whatever you want to be. I offer myself to thee. Deliver this soul from fear and pain. Let them feel your love again. I know I only believe, and you will take care of them.
Far off in the distance, beyond the house, you hear a distant rumble of thunder. Nadia, go ahead and mark inspiration on your sheet.
And then with the rumbling in the distant background, a small little, like a half smile comes out of my right cheek.
Well, hopefully that set those poor souls free of this curse. I suppose now we should investigate the rest of this. There's dark dealings in this area. The lady of the manor was involved in a cult of some sort.
But I'm wondering who killed her. We
The
never.
lady?
Yes. She was stabbed in the secret room.
The nursemaid. That was the
No.
lady of the house. The lady of the house
Uh,
killed.
In
That's
the
what they said.
library, there was a secret door.
Yes, and the body in there was killed by a trap,
Oh,
I
I
think.
thought it was the lady of the house, but I think you're right.
No, I believe that was an adventurer who had come in searching.
Probably.
Gustav committed suicide. The nursemaid was killed somewhere down here by the lady of this house. And Rosenthorn starved to death.
Oh,
Well, I suppose we should probably investigate the rest of this area. Figure out what, if anything, there is of use in here.
This house acted as a cultish, possibly a gathering place, was it not?
Yes, the lady was rather involved in it.
I'm sure there's quite a few more hands in the pot.
I would assume so. We should be careful as we go. And if you want me to take the lead, go with my light.
Proceeding onwards, past the family crypts, onto the next chamber. You see before you, in the light, a wooden table and 4 chairs stand at one end of this room. To the other are 4 alcoves, containing what looks like moldy straw pallets. The gate here is open.
I'll step in and go to here.
The far wall is covered by a stretch of what looks like flayed skin. Whoever the individual was, they suffered a brutal end.
Oh, this is not great. Is there anything on the table?
No, the table is bare, shows signs of age, a few dagger marks where some bored individual kept stabbing at it and marking off the wood, but nothing on the table itself now.
Does this space look like it has been used recently?
Yes,
Or
there are
is it
footprints
only
all
close?
over the floor, going to and through. This ground has been treaded on, these beds have been slept in, perhaps not recently, but often.
Okay.
Could we maybe discern how many people have been coming through, or would it just be too chaotic?
Dozens.
Okay.
It's chaotic, you could assume it's more than a few dozen.
Okay.
Well, that's not at all disconcerting. I'm gonna go right here and just kind of peek around the corner.
Sure thing. As Samson ventures forward, taking light with him. What is it you're doing? Just
I was gonna check the bedrooms, but Samsung has the lights, so I'm trying to stay on the light.
as Samson's light kind of vanishes, you catch movement at the edge of your vision. You look, but it's dim, and you're not sure what you saw. But you're sure it was movement.
Mm-hmm. In which direction, sorry?
Toward the far end of the room, about this direction. Kind of from the peripheral of your vision as you were turning your head to look into the last room there.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hand in Nadia and put my finger to my mouth and point to that place, and say, there is someone here, or something.
My eyes would bolt to the left and right, looking real quick, and I look back at Aya and give a slight nod.
Okay.
Nova's
No, no.
one hand looking around.
I'm gonna push to Samson and tell him, be
Sure.
careful, we're not alone here.
As Aya navigates over to Samson, Novak, you want to roll me perception as you're taking a glance around the room with far off, white peripheral. Deathless malice stirs the remains of the poor soul hanging on the wall. The skin flops to the floor. First motionless, and then slithering, rising, and with a disgusting sound, it begins to slosh forward.
Where is that about? About Here?
Yes.
Straight ahead. I was just trying to get everybody's. Everybody's attention to it.
Okay, with that, Samson would move back into this area.
As you cast your light shield upon it, first a hand, one flayed skin hand, then the other forward. And then finally, in Isla's face, its socket sunken lifts itself and moans. Moans a cry of pain. What you see before you, Samson, is this.
Woof.
Okay.
I wonder if I have a bigger picture, actually. This thing is kick-ass. I think I do, yes. There we go. It rises, seeking to adorn a living frame once more. It pounces forward, attempting to wrap itself around your shield and wring you to death in its full body grip. Go ahead and roll me like a dexterity save there.
Hey, dexterity save. Yeah, no. Samson
No.
is not dexterous.
Beginning to crush you as it begins flopping and enveloping you more and more around your shield and into your armor. You suffer 5 bludgeoning damage as it begins to squeeze, all the while emitting this like deathly hollow scream, just as you are embraced by it. You are essentially grappled as we roll initiative.
Okay. So, rolls always have advantage. I did not
Damn,
have
look at that
my
21.
unit. I did not have my guy collect. Oops.
You're right, Tom. I sent you a little DM quick there. Hey, just a big column. It's in Discord.
So yeah, according to TCE, he goes on your turn.
Yeah, thought so.
Yes.
So, yeah, so he would be basically my attack action as well. Or would he have his own?
Your bonus action, I think. Not
Your bonus action, I believe. You can post the full thing in chat and I'll read real quick, but I believe it's your bonus action.
Okay, bonus, that's fine. That's all I just needed to know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just read real quick while you're deciding what you want to do on your turn.
Yeah, so going to see this fine. He's just going to make his way around the table just to try and get a better angle on it. I guess should be fine there. So is it just enveloping around his shield, or is it enveloping around him?
Around him, it's beginning to like crush him. It's like a crushing embrace.
Okay, so is the way it's enveloping him is like that's its entire body is what it's enveloping him.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit dodgy. Well, right now, actually, Novard doesn't know that, so he's going to take a shot. This is going to end bad. Okay.
All the while, 24 hits.
Yep. 6, and then obviously +2, was it? 8 damage.
It hits, and you feel the arrow tink against your armor, Samson, as it pierces flesh and through it. All the while, this thing moans. All the while, increasing its squeeze. All right. That's that.
Yep. And for use my bonus action for Chrono, he's going to fight. Yeah, you'll get to it down there. He's going to rush down towards here and just basically maul at the thing. Oh, here we go.
With an
Good
actual
job.
swing, that'll be a total of 14 damage there. Deeply wounding the undead creature as he tears him one flesh bit at a time.
Good dog.
Good doggy.
Yep, good
Wait,
doggy.
point of comment, DM. My initiative should be 14.1 because I have advantage on initiative rolls. for the Vigilance Blessing.
Alright. Unless you wish to move or anything else, Nadia, it is your turn.
No, I'm good here.
Okay.
Okay. So being my newfound friends and everything, I would want to try and help as best as I can. So after seeing all that damage done, I'll move up a little bit, and I'll try to deliver a shocking grasp.
An 11, unfortunately, does shock it, the electricity going through it, but doesn't seem to react much to it as some of its constitution takes over. Unfortunately, 11 does not hit.
All right. Then I don't have much of a bonus action going on inventory, so that would pretty much be it for me.
Okay. Samson, as the creature begins to crush you some more, it begins working its way up. It's like just like sloshing toward your face, trying to cover your eyes, blind you, trying to squeeze the very breath out of you. What do you do?
I would like to tell it to get away and bonus action telekinetic shove. So that's a DC 14 a strength saving throw or be pushed 5
A
feet
body!
directly away from me.
Give me a body! Ah! As it was a natural one, you manage to shove it away. It actually, you hear a few more tears as it flops to the ground. You manage to shove it off you, 5 feet away.
And moonlight envelop you, and I'm going to throw a sacred flame at it. That's a DC 14 dexterity save.
The creature rules low. It hits for full effect of 3 radiant as a plume of fire descends upon it, burning it. It screams. It burns. And it begins to slither away. First, maneuvering past Connell, he can take an opportunity attack if he so wishes.
Yeah, he would have just pushed it.
Go ahead and roll it.
13.
And before he manages to slink away below the bed frame back to safety, Connell just takes him and just rips the head off the entire rug. And with a final, it becomes still as it becomes just meat and flesh, dead.
What the fuck was that thing?
A horrible abomination.
Yeah, it seemed concerning. Although, given what we've seen in this land, I hate to say not that surprising.
Connell just turns his head, is still the face and his lower maw hanging, jaws agape, eye sockets with eyes missing.
I would like to kind of just check out each of the beds using Mage Hand to just kind of move the sheets back to make sure that there's nothing else of this nature in them.
Carefully maneuvering to each bed and lifting some of the straw aside. Thankfully, it seems that the only flayed skin has been hung on the wall.
Well, it doesn't look like there are more of them in this room, but that's not a good thing to find.
Pray that we don't
Did you-
find any more.
Do we know anything about this creature?
I mean, it
Or
seems
is-
to be flayed skin, animated life, no bones present, just meat and flesh. Judging by the features, must have been a dwarf of some kind, or some very stout human male for sure, with a beard. Perhaps a victim, perhaps an early initiate, not sure. Punished for some deed. Or just tortured.
Yes. Well, so
He looks like he came from outside too.
Look,
I
has
don't remember
Barovian
seeing-
features, yes.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That's
Okay.
Barovian features. Yeah.
So I actually want to go to the wall where it was hanging, and I want to kind of scratch at the wall with a dagger to see if there's anything behind where it was.
Scratching away the remnants of old blood and some layered limestone. You find no runes or anything, but it's good insight. It doesn't seem that they were trying to hide anything, more just display their cruelty.
Well, I suppose we should keep moving. Check
Yeah.
if anything aside.
Honestly, the moment we're leaving this place, we should just burn it to the fucking.
I couldn't agree more with that.
This house is with Rose and Thorn gone, and the nursemaid and Walter in theory at peace. This house has caused more than enough misery. I will step over the thing and go down in here and just do a quick scan just to make sure there's nothing obvious in this area.
No, just the moldy straw beds. Whatever this place was seems to have served as quarters to the more lowly members of the cult, not deserving proper quarters yet.
Yes, it's well. There's nothing interesting that way.
I
was-
wanna use the sword we found, the longsword.
The Durst longsword, yeah?
Yeah, and put it on the skin of the faceless monster. Does it react?
It's dead.
The skin of the sword.
The
no.
skin does not react to the cold silvered steel, but it cuts. I mean, plunging a sword inside, it cuts flesh just like butter. It's a sharp sword, even if it's a display sword.
Okay.
Well, before we were rudely interrupted by that thing, I was checking out over here. There seems to be another room this way. Goes further down. We want to head this way, or we want to circle back and try going south from.
No, we may as well just keep following it. We're here.
Okay.
I mean, that's
So-
what I'd say. I don't know about.
No, I would agree as well.
That's my thought too. At least this way we're putting more distance between us and whatever could come behind us.
30 feet ahead, the tunnel ends at a solid wall, but opens up to a chamber. You hear the sound of water sloshing from what looks like but the silhouette. It's kind of hard to discern from where you're standing, but kind of peeking forward, you can now see a filled cistern, a well shaft with a low stone lid. There's a wooden bucket that hangs from rope and a pulley mechanism bolted to the cross beams above the well. These quarters contain 5 rooms, each containing a wood frame bed with a moldy straw mattress and a wooden chest to hold personal belongings. The chests each are secured with rusty iron padlocks. Where do you wish to go from here?
Okay. I think first thing is going to be definitely check for further skins on the wall.
Thankfully, no skins. Just these incessant writings on the wall, over and over, the same words. He is the ancient. He is the land. He is the ancient. He is the land. They seem to have been made with nails just scratched onto the wall.
Well, that's. I think we found the cult's motto. I wonder if
Sound
it-
familiar?
That's something that was very similar to the letter, I think, from the lady had. There's something about that.
Oh, all the boxes have padlocks, she said.
Yes.
No?
I only
Yeah.
wonder what horrors are in there.
I mean,
Probably worth opening and checking them. These
I
guys,
can try and open them up.
if you want, I can try with Mage Hand, but
Well,
unless they're very weak locks, I don't know how to pick them.
yeah, I do. He's just going to kind of walk up. He's just going to inspect the lock first, just to have a look at it.
Sure, approaching that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for me. Look at approaching
I
that
will-
one.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I will stand behind you and tap you. May Salem guide you in this. And you have guidance.
Ooh, I was just about to do guidance too. Good for you.
Go ahead and roll me, like, do you have Thieves' Tools?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that normal roll with an add guidance on top of it.
Okay.
D4 on top.
So, would you want me to roll sleight of hand?
No, the Thieves' Tools, the actual proficiency will have you can click it.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, mine's not got a proficiency, it's just a question mark.
Yeah, so that means it inquires what skill you're using dexterity.
Alright. Oh, okay.
Plus a D4.
Yep. Okay, so it would have been 10.
Plus a D4. Or did you already roll it on top of it? I see it.
I don't know, did it? If I'm hovering over and
okay.
trying to read it.
It's okay.
2 plus 3. Yeah, so I don't think it did.
He rolled a D20, got 3, plus 0 for dexterity, plus 2 for proficiency, plus 3 for your guidance. Will be at 13 total. It takes you some time to pick the lock. It is quite rusted. There's some grime inside. You manage to open it, but the lock breaks in the process. No longer usable. First, on top of all the contents and the rubbish within, you see a black leather eye patch with a ruby sewn into it. The ruby is about half the size of your palm, as big as an eyeball. Probably fetch like 50 gold pieces on the market.
Yeah. Take all of that, I guess. Anything else, or is it just that?
Yeah, there's more. I'm just giving you guys a chance to react. The footlocker also contains a cultist logbook bound in grimy black leather. This journal maintains a list of names, it seems, physical descriptions, and details of some sort of event. It seems one of the head cultists maintained this logbook as a record of the cult's victims. A second column maintains the physical description of each victim named in the first column, while a third column bears gruesome details describing the sacrifice, such as struggled profusely and no sedative given.
Novark would just kind of hand that over to Samson. This seems more your deal, lad.
Well, that's not at all disconcerting.
Well, at least
will
we'll be able to maybe inform some families around the town that their loved ones are dead.
Yeah. I will flip to the very end of the book and look for the last 2 or 3 entries. In particular, I'm looking for anyone with the name of Durst or someone who seems like the nursemaid's name.
The last couple names of note are Udluvark, middle age, accepted the fate peacefully. Looking for names like Durst, you find 1. Grimshaw Durst, traitor, faithless, flayed.
It looks like not all of the Dursts were victim or part of the cult. At least one of them is a traitor. That's a good sign. Well, beyond Rose and Thorn, but they were too young to be part of this, hopefully. By the way, I turned over. That ruby, if you want, I can potentially at some point create flame, a continual flame for us or something. That way you
Sure.
a torch.
I mean, I can see relatively okay here in the dark. I don't know what you want to do with it, but I'm good either way. Whatever you want to do with it, we can try and sell it and split the coin, obviously.
Yeah. So, well,
So,
you can
sure.
check the others.
Yep. It'll head down towards the one at the bottom.
Sure, just pick one. That one.
Right.
Go ahead and roll me that attempt to open it.
And I'll tap you for guidance again.
Oh, that's it. And roll D4, you said, right?
Yeah, rule it for you unless you want to do it next time too. It's /R space 1d4 is what I'm doing. For a total of 11, same thing. You pick it. These locks, they haven't been opened in years, and as it opens, it takes some strain to unclip it, but the lock breaks off unusable. The chest opens though. It contains what looks like a very well kept silver dagger. The steel accented with a very intricate silver design along the edge and along the middle of it. There's a symbol of a full moon close to the hilt.
You just kind of... And use good with a dagger?
Not particularly. I know you used one to some effect in our last encounter.
Yeah.
I may not be
Change
the
it.
strongest with weapons, but it wouldn't hurt to have a little something on the side.
Just hands it over to you. Here you go. Here you go.
And I'll mark it
I
in my
mean-
inventory.
Yeah, if we don't end up needing it, we didn't need this stuff, we can always try and hawk it.
Doesn't
Yeah,
require,
of course.
if an item does not require attunement, do I could just reveal its details upon like holding it, or is it still like identify over an hour? That I'm asking, like not like what's the rule. I'm asking what's your preference.
I don't know, because the thing I always look at with that is if the details are just given, then it kind of defeats any purpose
Sure,
of taking
I'm gonna say
identify.
that you can tell there's more to this blade, obviously, by the very intricate silver design and the moon design and all that. You're just not sure without taking like a good hour to sit down with it and identify
Okay.
it.
I'll say that.
Like a question mark in brackets or something for property. All right. You want to just move between box to box, essentially?
Yeah, there's 3, isn't there? Or is there one now I can't see?
I think there's one all the
There's
way across.
5 in total. You open 2.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll just be moving between them.
Sure. Moving onwards to this one over
I'll-
yonder. Go ahead and roll me
for-
that thief's tools, unless somebody wants to say something. Sorry.
Alright,
This-
I'll move along tapping for guidance.
Sure.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask, does the beds are like on the ground or?
No, they're on wooden
they're-
frames off the
Yeah.
ground. They seem to be
Okay.
in much better, not shape, but like quality for the person than the other room. With 23, you don't even need guidance, but you can take it anyways. You manage to, now with practice, get the lock so you can possess it as well and reuse it. You will not have a key for it is lost, but you'll be able to pick it open every time. The mechanism is whole. You can go ahead and add a lock to your inventory if you wish. You can always sell it too. Specifically, that one contains what you see is like an ivory hairbrush with silver bristles. The hairbrush would fetch a pretty penny on the market, and still has a few hairs. It looks like either woman's hair or some guy with like really long hair. You can't tell, but
Yeah, Novar just kind of leans out, looks at the 2 ladies. Anybody want a hairbrush?
can always use a hairbrush. Always bring a towel.
Well, this one's quite fancy. He just kind of hands it out. See if one of them takes it.
Connell takes it, begins gnawing at it.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we can use it. So yeah, I'll take it.
Sure.
okay. He would have handed it to you, only what you pass to get to the next. Unless there was something else inside.
No, chest, bed. Seems to be very uniform, identical. There was order to this cult, believe it or not. Moving on to the next room over yonder, opening that chest, you don't even need to roll at this point. You're so proficient in opening these samey locks, and luckily, though the lock does break, for it is very, very ancient, The box opens nonetheless. Within, you see it contains 3 of these semi-expensive gemstones. You know what a Mosagatha is, yes?
Yeah.
I can put a picture up. You find 3 Mosagatas. They generally sell for like 10 gold pieces each, and they're all folded within this like black cloth. Everything else in the chest seems to be junk that belonged to some cultist long ago. Tattered clothes, junk belongings, nothing else worth.
Okay, and I'll just put that in my inventory for now. And
Sure.
we'll get these sold unless someone has other uses for them.
Let me see what it is.
Yeah, he just said, can you show us as free? You said he's got?
3 of them, 10 gold pieces each. Usually is
Yeah.
the general going price. You can sometimes haggle for more or less. Sometimes they're used for spell focuses. I'm not sure actually. I think druids use them for spell focuses. But yes, stones.
Yeah, so it's little gemstones. I'm not sure what they're used for.
Get
They're
creative
nice
with it.
enough looking.
The final room is quite concerning, actually. Aside from the chest and bed, you see a series of long scratch marks on the floor, what you looking closer you can see is like broken fingernails, so just fingernail ends ending at a wicker bag on the floor. Just gonna
Well, that's not at all concerning.
It's gonna be your motto.
Yeah.
We need to have a tick count in
Yeah.
the top right-hand corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things have gone badly recently for things. But
Oh, those are cool looking.
if I try and mage hand the basket as a whole up, is it more than the 10 pounds that I can lift?
No, it's pretty light. It's made of wicker, and it seems to be
Yeah.
empty. I mean, just from the way it physically lifts and like hangs off the one hand. It doesn't seem to react or anything.
So if I spend a minute looking at the scratch marks, can I tell which direction they were, going to the basket or from the basket?
They seem to be going toward the basket made by some humanoid, and as if dead ass just dragged.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't make sense. There's nowhere for them to have gone. Well,
No, no our kind takes a little peek under the bed.
You find under the bed a crunchy sock.
Oh. Aye, well,
well,
that's just all.
I suppose it's worth opening this basket. I'm concerned with everything, though, at this point. So,
If you're gonna open the basket, let me get out of here first.
Squeezing
Okay.
bite.
I will go ahead and mage hand the basket onto the bed, and then I will open the basket with mage hand from 10 feet away.
The wicker basket opens, the kind of lid swinging back, and it tips over the bed. Looking inside, you see void, blackness. It's as if looking into the opening of a cave. The basket is bottomless.
Well, that explains where whoever was made the scratch marks went. Basket apparently doesn't have a bottom, or
Yeah, but
some. That doesn't make any sense.
I think the question's
but-
more is what could have pulled him in.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna close the basket again.
Perhaps we could maybe light something, or seems bottomless. Maybe try to drop a stone or something down there. Maybe listen.
Perhaps. I'll go ahead and use Mage Hand to move the basket to here.
Actually, what to do is bring it over to one of these chests that we've got open. Place it inside and I'll padlock it shut. I don't want to risk it, do you?
Let's.
I've got.
Are we
like-
gonna get on top of the baskets?
Well, I mean, if we put it in one of the open crates around here.
Oh, cool.
Oh, fucking creepy.
Yeah. Your
Yeah, I know.
hand-
Is
I
that
know it's
supposed to be
me.
my mage hand?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Because
I hope
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
I'm just.
because the catch is my mage hand's invisible.
Okay, fair
Because
enough.
telekinetic.
I was just trying to be
You
cool,
only
man, but that's
said-
fine.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if I can make it visible. I'd have to look
Telekinesis
at
is always invisible by definition, unfortunately.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
We could
Yeah.
flavor it as like an ethereal hand. I don't. It will just change mechanically. That's the issue.
Yeah, there's far too much fun with it being an invisible hand that does things.
Ask us levitating. What you guys doing?
Well,
Hey, no,
let's take a vote. Open and toss something in and see what happens, or lock away and
I'm gonna clear music real quick
Keep
and
moving.
fix it. Playlist is fine.
It will be curious if we try to see what happens, but I would like to put a rope around whoever's open it or whoever gets close to it.
Oh, I was figuring the plan was for me to deal with this at 20 feet with Mage Hand. If we were going to do something.
That might be the
But-
safest route.
Okay.
We need to see what happens, so I think we need. If we want to see the bottom, we have to be close, right? Nearby.
That's true, I suppose.
isn't it just
But,
darkness?
It's like
Well-
looking into a very deep hole, like a bottom of a well, but there's no bottom.
so, question: is there any rubble on the ground?
Sure.
Like, if I wanted to find small fistish-sized rocks or
Sure.
smaller.
Like on the corner of like limestone where it begins to crumble with age. Yeah, there's like small pebbles and stuff.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and leave the box where it is. I will move to here. I will mage hand the box open, and I will mage hand a decent, fistish-sized stone, or the biggest stone I see, and I'll just drop it in.
You're gonna
And start
bonk something in the
counting.
head and piss it off.
You don't hear it like hit anything on the way down.
Ah, okay. That should have hit something, but it may not be. There may be nothing in there, or it may just go on forever.
Finally, it hits bottom. After like
Oh,
15 seconds.
that's very deep hole.
Well, I doubt we would have a way to even get down there safely.
Yeah.
Don't even think I could fit in it.
The
Oh,
pebble-
I don't know.
Gets tossed out of the bag. You know, sort of.
Put it in the box, lock it.
Yeah, Mage Hand close that and say where.
Get it to one of the already open ones. Go quick.
Yep. I will Mage Hand it this way towards this box, trying to make sure we all stay about 10 feet away from it, because that
As you-
was very concerning.
As you do so, sweep and the ray on top can like help you out and like sweep it toward that direction as well. Just like tossing it. I'm not gonna put the tokens on the map just because you know
Yeah.
controlling too many, but like yeah, they're
I-
like each gonna sweep it away.
Yep. And I will lay it down inside of the chest that's in there,
Yeah.
and I will close the chest.
All right.
Say, okay. That is closed.
Will your mage hand be able to put a padlock on, or what? Just gonna put it on?
I can certainly try.
He hands you the padlock.
I will float the padlock over and probably spend a little bit of time trying to get the padlock onto the chest with Mage Hand.
Sure. Quick
So
question,
don't know
Mage
how
Hand.
to-
Does it require you to see where you're aiming at, or is it
Oh,
just...
yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I'm just curious. It's
I would have. I don't actually know if Mage Hand requires you to see.
I'm not sure either. But
I
yeah,
don't think it does.
as you go ahead and fill that, do you want to go ahead and open that last chest of ours?
Yeah. Yeah,
no,
so I'm dealing with that. So if you guys want to deal with the last chest.
Yeah, I'll go deal with flashes.
All right. Again, proficiently opening the chest. I'm gonna go ahead and rule with the coin here. On a 2 it breaks. On a 1 you get to keep the lock.
Yeah.
Okay. There's that. Opening the chest, you find a pouch, obviously made from human flesh by the feel of it. And it's slightly open, and you can hear the jingle of coins within.
Okay, yeah. He'll just take a little glance in to it just for a moment.
Sure. Opening the pouch, you count 11 gold pieces and 60 silvers.
Okay. Like, he'll just pocket that for now, and he'll split it. We'll split it when we get out of here.
Sure
Yeah, it's
thing.
probably best to leave the pouch behind so we don't get some eyes on us. I don't think anyone else wants to see that.
Yeah. Just remind you how much he just kind of. I find it's like just 11 gold, halves, like 50 odd silvers there. Just does a cut and then just pockets it and looks at the bag, just kind of tosses it.
How much, you said it was 11 gold and how many silver?
60 silver is in chat.
60.
Oh, 60 silver, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, right there, okay.
Yeah.
Samson, you finally managed to get lock on the box. It clicks. Lux isn't stir.
Okay. Well, I suppose the question is, do we leave the sealed wicker basket that has something strange about it down here, locked away, or do we bring it with us?
Really want to bring that thing with us?
I don't think it's safe to leave it here, but at this moment, I think we should leave it and come back later.
Okay.
We can always retrieve it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose the other one we should probably do is we should probably check this well out.
Looking down the well, it is about 40 feet deep, but you can see the reflection of water against your cast light. Water. No fish.
No fish.
I'm gonna
There's-
put the bucket down and bring some water.
With a slight strain, finally it creaks into motion. Splashes down, fills up, you feel the weight of the bucket. Bucket doesn't stir, remains there.
Okay. I'm
Bring-
trying to pull it back.
Bring it back up, it's a little bit heavier, but you easily manage to get it back up. Full of foul water. It has been muddied. There's a slight yellow tinge to it. It reeks of stagnation. But nothing else off about it from what you can perceive.
If I kind of actually, I suppose the light's still gonna be. I know, because I can see dim light at that end. If I look down and try and do I see anything other than water? Is there anything in the bottom of the well that looks out of place?
You've been looking at it for quite some time, and though it is deep and impressive to have been built in this place, nothing much suspicious about it. The water too dark and murky to really see beneath the surface.
Okay.
But your paranoia is still there. Nothing comes up crawling,
Yeah.
like the Ring style.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we should probably keep moving.
Yep.
The sooner we get out of here.
Agreed. I'll quickly go ahead and move the chest that has the wicker basket out of the little corner room that it's in and just onto the wall right here. That way it's easier for us to grab on the way back if we're in a hurry.
Sure.
Assuming we end up deciding to do that.
I
But
think you meant assuming we are able to get back.
oh yeah, that. But and then I will, after doing that, I'll start making my way up the stairs over here.
Sure. The stairs ascend about 5 feet onto a platform, ascend some more. Go ahead and move your token, I'll describe. Looking to your left, you see a corridor. There are no footprints in this corridor at all, but steps descend further down. Before you, directly ahead, the steps ascend up more, and there are footprints in the earth.
Well, we can go the path that's been traveled, or the path that hasn't been traveled. I'm leaning towards the traveled path first.
I will say that not travel one, honestly.
I would
Okay.
maybe second that.
Yeah, it's like we travel path. We can already maybe distinguish something in that direction. Non-traveled. Who knows?
Well then, go that way then, and I will start making my way
Samson, you make it about this way.
down. Yeah.
You begin to hear the ghostly chanting heard throughout the entire dungeon get discernibly louder as one heads further down this tunnel. Concentrating on it, you begin to hear the words. Indeed, he is the ancient. He is the land. He is the ancient. He is the land. It's kind of mesmerizing. Roll me a perception check.
Eh?
Perception. Unfortunately, they're so distracting that you don't notice the dirt disturbed underfoot where you stepped. It rattles a little, unlike solid ground, and indeed you step on what is essentially several rotted wooden planks that just crumble under your weight. You fall down 5-10 feet and feel a very sharp pain shoot up your body as several spikes work their way up your leg. You've fallen into a pit trap, at the bottom of which are several spikes, suffering this much bludgeoning damage from a fall alone, but this much damage from the spikes. 20.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Oof. I am
Are you up?
rough shape. I'm still up, but ow, that hurts. Let's get.
Yeah,
That's not good.
yeah, and no, we're just going. Wait, let's get him. Bloody hell, let's get him out of there. Yeah, just kind of goes in his bag. Gets a rope he's got. Help me out here. Just kind of hands the rope forward so you can slip it in so he can grab it. Let's just try and get him out.
We're together with this, guys.
Yeah, we'll need to. He's
Alright, whoever's grabbing onto the rope, go ahead and attempt me an athletics check as Samson struggle against the spikes, you get yourself out of there.
Sure. You're doing it, right? No. Yeah. Good.
Most of Norik's strength is enough to slowly begin lifting your companion from the pit. The spikes making a disgusting meaty sound as they work their way back from the wound. The wound begins to bleed profusely, but you can still walk, although it hurts.
I'll go ahead and do it. I'm gonna cast a quick healing word on myself. Try and deal with some of the damage to my feet.
The pain evades a little bit, and where the wound begins to stitch together, you feel a weird sensation, as if like maggots beneath the flesh stitching it together. It is a very unpleasant sensation, but the wound closes and the bleeding stops.
Well, that's very uncomfortable.
That's very concerning.
Yes, that too.
You're right. You managed to
Okay.
make your way out of the hole.
well, I guess we see why that's less travelled.
Yeah,
I guess we can learn from that.
that hurt. Oh,
If you need, I have a little bit of healing that I could offer as well, but it's only
Yeah,
minor.
I'll be okay for now, I think.
Yeah, well,
I'm not in good shape though.
you want me take point? I can try and keep an eye for traps.
Sure. And I will go ahead and tap your bow and cast light on that. So that's now glowing and I'm no longer glowing. Because I can only have one light up at a time.
Is that really the case? Neat.
Dispel is if you cast it again, or dismiss it as an action. I can dismiss lead. I could completely miss the.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
read everything else about it. But
I
can
was
just-
like, I'm pretty sure you can dismiss it. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
you should be able to.
I've been playing as though I can't.
Yeah.
So I've been doing things where I will cast it on something else and just drop it somewhere.
Well, Novak
get
has
rid of
light
it.
on him now, and I believe that's that. Yep.
Okay, you good to move on?
Yeah,
Okay.
got
Okay, well,
repaired my feet somewhat. At least they don't
Yeah.
hurt as much.
guess we'll just continue on this path here and just keep going round.
Sure.
Like, how far's the pit? Like the distance between.
It's 5 feet across. Easily, you can hop over it. If you're checking for traps, you can go ahead and roll me perception, or you can choose to roll survival, just as to give you a little edge as a ranger to see. You've seen how the trap works. Seeing anything similar?
And meanwhile,
Okay.
I'll made my way up to kind of over here.
Sure. With an 11, you spot a continuation of these planks that seems to continue another 5 feet ahead of the trap, just for the likes of you who want to jump over it. However, you know that these planks end at the edges, and should you drop to the side, you'll be able to maneuver past the trap. It is still there, though. Over yonder.
Yeah, you really could potentially head that way, but we need to stay outside as much as possible. Like, need to just basically try and walk. Like, by looking at the one that's already collapsed, how big's the gap between the wall?
Enough to scoot around. Seems to be like there's solid stone, like a ledge that's about half your foot in length, and you'll be able to click up, heel your way across.
Yeah, just say, so what do you want to do? We could maybe shimmy across, or would you rather just go around?
Well, I suppose.
It's a very high
It is,
reward
it is.
possibility,
Yeah.
but depends on how fast we want to get out of here.
What I was
Traps are there for a
wondering is-
reason.
why are traps on this hallway? Like, are they protecting something or?
That's
Oh,
quite possible.
Yeah. Traps are there usually for two reasons. Or one of two reasons, I should say. One is to protect something, the other is to catch people wandering.
If we do decide to go, maybe just one person go ahead and maybe use a rope or something to help in any way we can in case they fall again.
I'm concerned about splitting. This place
Yeah,
is not safe. As can be shown by my feet. It was not pleasant.
maybe
Not
we
close.
should try later this room. We know that it's not easy to run around here, so maybe nothing will come from it.
Perhaps. So head up this way.
yep.
towards
We can get that
whatever
way
is
if
here.
you want to.
It might be worth checking this out and then maybe doubling back to this after we've cleared this area.
With Novak taking the lead and you're behind him, Novak, your foot steps on something that crunches underfoot. The ground beneath your feet is riddled with moldy, slimy human bones. At the center of this room is a plain wooden table, flanked by long benches, the wood stained with old blood. The remains of a vile banquet are strewn all over the place.
Yeah, well, he's just going to peek out left and right just to see if he can see anything before stepping in.
Peeking right, around the corner, you see some sort of an egg that was laid within a mound of waste, embedded and enwebbed in a slimy mucus membrane. The egg seems to quiver at your presence, but is otherwise just dormant.
Yeah, he just kind of edges back and there's some weird looking egg in there. And it was moving. So what do we want to do?
Well, either just leave it alone or fire, I think, always works best.
Do you see something else in the room?
There was
Something
nothing to
that-
the left, or
There are several openings. To your left over yonder, where I'm pinging right now, seems to be a passage back where you came from. More family crypts beyond, but you can't tell the names from this distance. Across, there's a little alcove that seems to serve as some sort of ladder, but all the shelving has long collapsed. And to the far left is another passage, further in.
well, okay. So up towards that direction is basically the way we came in.
It's the family crypts, yes. It's not
Yeah.
where you treaded. You've not been there before, but it's where you came from. You recognize by just the design of crypts, yes.
Yeah, it's creeps up towards the left there. I mean, would that be where we were, or they might be different? I don't know.
Well, we probably want to go into this room. Probably dealing with the eggs is important. Fire,
Okay.
I agree. Fire is a reasonable way of dealing with this type of thing.
Anyone go fire?
I don't have actual fire. I have holy flame.
I have firebolt.
You want to trade places and go up and try and burn it?
Well, you can see the other two that's on the other side of the room, yeah. So you can see more than one.
What you can see what you can see, yes. There's more than one cluster.
Yeah. There's more than one cluster in there, so it's not just the one.
Well, do you think we enter the room quiet? Do you think we enter the room and then burn from within the room, or burn from the entryway?
Entryway creates a bottleneck, but whoever's up front's might be in a lot of hurt.
Take the burn
Yeah.
force.
If things get bad, it's better that we don't have that. So I suppose entering in and then kind of a coordinated burn. Holy flame might not be as good as normal flame against and trying to burn things down, but at least it's something. So quietly enter.
Yeah.
Ready
Go
to
ahead,
burn
roll,
again?
roll me group stealth, guys. Those of you with heavy armor
Group
roll
stealth.
disadvantage, unfortunately.
I don't remember. Is chain heavy? I think it is.
Chain is heavy.
Yes.
Yes. So this is gonna probably roll with advantage, but just
I always roll pretty well.
lower number.
Nice.
Oh, cool! It auto handles that. Yeah, we are stealthy people.
Healthy boys.
I mean, fate is our guide, okay? We don't need to be stealthy.
All the while entering the room, beneath your feet the bones crunch. The eggs quiver. Something alive seems to almost pound itself against the egg wall in your direction, feeling the seismic activity of your footsteps, perhaps.
Okay,
So
so
at this
Yeah.
point, are we now in the room, or
Yeah.
Your tokens will be in the room, yes.
so got to there.
Those of you who pass by this path indeed see a long corridor leading to where you've already been. There are more crypts at this side of the tunnel, but unless you stay on task. It seems that whoever died on this table has died on human flesh. There are no animal bones here. A vile deed. What do you do?
Well, you can fire them, but it might cause a chain reaction, and
There are
something might
three of
happen.
them.
I mean, I've got a torch. I can light a torch and we can try and hit all of them at once. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm ready to blast if we need to.
Yeah, I can potentially take out the two over here. I can blast everything in a 5 foot, or everything within 5 feet of me. Well, creatures within 5 feet of me.
then so you can deal with the other one. So that means you use with hit all three.
I would like
Mhm.
to try to inspect the eggs to see if I can recognize if it's a reptile, spider, an insect,
Roll
undead
me nature.
nature.
There's a putrid stench to the things, quite mucousy, and it is so alien. You are quite convinced that this isn't anything you've ever encountered before. It is not reptile, it is not of bird in nature, but you're not sure. Very reminiscent to insect eggs, but that's about all you can kind of discern. That's the most obvious. Nadia, could you roll me... What's your passive perception?
Passive is 14.
Passive is 14. Could you roll me perception, please?
Yeah.
You feel a chill down your spine. That sense you get when you walk the nights and you just know something is watching. Your reflexes kick in just in time. You look up, and above you you see a creature, large, with glass-like eyes, black, insectile, like looking onto an oversized fly. Its centipede head moves forward, and its jaws are open towards you, and you get the opportunity to lounge away before it clasps the jaws shut.
Yes, please.
It was just about here on the ceiling,
This
or
boy.
above you.
He's big.
There's a lot of fucking space in here.
It is on the ceiling, occupying kind of a 5 by 5 by 5 on the corner. Cool.
Yeah. You want to fit him onto the
No, he's
grid?
good.
Because I can move down. Okay.
He's good with these.
Yeah. I've seen these guys before. Oh boy.
An aberration akin to an oversized toothed centipede with pale yellow and greenish flesh. 8 long tentacles protrude from the sides of its head, probing the air for your scents. 2 eye stalks extend upwards, focusing upon you. The smell of death reeks out of its maw. The thing, spotted, retreats a little bit. Begins to crawl across the ceiling, trying to get an angle, not wishing to attack the mass of you as you huddle together close. It's watching you,
So,
it's watching its eggs, it's watching you.
so I just saw it attack. Nadia.
It came close, yes. It did a quick snap,
Okay.
missed, and retreated back to the corner.
I
Well,
think we
Are
can.
we running? Or are we taking it down?
I think it's defending his sex.
Yeah,
have
it
been
seems
dropped.
that way.
So,
Oh, in that case, we should probably move.
Perhaps
Norback,
we...
do you think that it's a kind creature or it's a hunter?
It looks very hostile, its tentacles kind of protruding outwards and trying to make itself look larger. It keeps maintaining contact with you, locking eyes with you toward its eggs and back to you, rattling all the while with these insectile noises. Kind of pacing you
Yeah,
through. It looks hostile.
We've walked into its nest that already thinks we're hostile, so I'm worrying if anyone tries to make a sudden movement, it's going to lunge again.
Okay.
Because it's all beasts are protective of the nest.
So, coordinated attack then?
We could always try moving down that hall. Try to be safe.
Yes,
Okay.
I would say like moving out of here.
Begins skittering close toward its eggs, kind of huddling around them, wrapping one end of its cell around one egg cluster and kind of guarding the other one with its maw open wide.
We can try and back into the room where we were.
But we need to keep moving forward. Like going backwards, we know that there is only traps in there.
Yeah.
And does the footprints keep coming down south.
Yes.
Keep
more,
going.
There's
Okay.
more traffic to south, yes.
You're gonna need to be careful, cause there's 2 of the eggs there. If it
Yeah.
if it even thinks you're going towards one of those eggs, it's going to attack us.
So
Okay.
I would like to ready a sacred flame for if it tries to attack any of us.
Sure. Maintaining the flame, it locks its eyes immediately toward the source of light. Lets out a hiss, but maintains up close to its eggs, knowing very well that one swipe from you can burn them.
Okay. Looking at his eyes, not looking where I'm walking. I'm going down this corridor.
Carefully, you maneuver down to the corridor. Looking at its size, it's about 10 feet protruding out of the wall, but horrifying enough, there's a hole in the wall from which it's protruding, so there's more to it beyond the wall. Anybody following AS step as Samson maintains his second flame?
I will.
Yes,
take-
Samson, why don't you move?
Yeah, when you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I will take kind of one step along, so I'm right behind Aya. Now I'll put my hand with the shield kind of on Aya's back, while the other one's ready to sacred flame if needed.
Both you and Aya kind of note the softness of the earth here. Not sure if it's blood drenched or there's something beneath it, but it's a very brief moment, kind of like when you walk at home and there's like a hollow beneath a blanket and kind of sinks beneath your foot before you continue onwards where Aya is standing. But the soil further into the tunnel is solid. The creature maintains its eyes on you, locked in the flame for a while.
You know what? Like, go. You just make your way into the tunnel slowly, one at a time.
Yeah, you want to take? Yeah, you're taking the point, I think. I'm gonna follow you. Novar, you might want to come.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
he's kind of focused on he's just trying just going easy. He's just trying to keep it calm. Just trying to just keep its eyesight away from you, because are getting close to its eggs.
Keeps clicking its mandibles, again, just maintaining its gaze on all of you, prioritizing to protect its eggs. Hey, are you gonna take it 5 feet at a time?
Yes. I'm gonna move again. 1 more.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so I will go to there, and I'm gonna. I'll hold here until you guys get closer, so I can still potentially do something if it jumps.
And yeah, Novar just say, Novar will say, on you go. Right, I'm just gonna be right behind you. Come on.
Not yet. At this point, you're like having a stare down with this thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just kind of surprised that it hasn't lunged at me yet, but I'll slightly turn my head, acknowledge what he said to me, and I'll lock eyes back onto the creature, and then just start to slowly move over around the table a little bit.
Taking slow movements, it flinches a little bit now and then, but retreats close to the eggs, hugging it, taking a whole bundle and kind of dragging it toward itself. Before
Novar
begins-
just-
yeah.
Novar just stands behind them, but he's just keeping eye contact with it, and he's just has his hand out, just trying to keep it calm, and emotionally keep my wild beast back. It's just that sort of thing. You know when they're if a lion tamer was just yo, and it just kind of backs off like that.
Roll me animal handling.
Okay.
Viciously, it lunges forward and attempts to bite your hand. You manage to barely get it out of the way before the jaws just snap and retreats back. It doesn't seem to like whatever you're doing. It just wants you to get it out of here. It begins to get really angry. You can see frills begin to erect themselves behind its and just kind of vibrate. Yeah.
We'll just move on, and
Right.
Connell just kind of runs past Novar, just between everybody.
Hair raised, head lower to the ground. He follows your gait. You make it about this far until you see the cross section. Stairs descend to your right, to your left. There's another passage, and there's another passage right before you. Bath's placed 3 ways. Where do you wish to go?
I want to see which one has traffic, or if any of them don't have.
All of the paths here have traffic. Most of it is leading south and to your over yonder, this side of you. There's
And to the left, there is none.
there is traffic. It's just less, noticeably less. Perhaps a dozen footsteps rather than a whole cacophony of them
Okay.
from recent marks.
I'm gonna pick the left side. I think there is less people around this one. We can find them and hopefully handle them.
This hallway stinks of death. While the bones in the other room were picked clean, this place smells like rotten meat. Sitting down the hallway, you note the stairs descend more, 5 feet, 5 feet more, and 5 feet more until they come to like a sort of a U-bend. The traps to your very right. Descension to your left.
Okay.
Standing at the top of this 20-foot long staircase, you can tell the source of the ghostly chants originated from somewhere below.
Okay, I want to tell the group, like, the sounds are coming from here. Maybe we should try to sneak on them.
That went
To
so
see-
well last time.
Yeah, unfortunately, last time we made a little bit too much noise.
I suppose the question would be, do we head in there, or do we want to head a different direction, stay away from the chanting until we can gather more information?
I saw that there was a lot of footsteps on the other directions. This one doesn't have that much. That's why I thought that this is the safest at the moment.
Reasonable plan.
How do you feel? Should we continue this way, or you want to check the other ones?
I'm
If-
fine with either.
If Novark maybe wants to poke his head around the corner up there, or if his hound wants to see anything to the south from where we were at that intersection,
Connell
if anything is of noticed.
is noticeably sniffing at the stench about and does that thing that dogs do where he like tries to cover his nose, doesn't like the stench of it. Then his nose sniffs the ground about, and you hear him whimper.
Is he indicating in a certain direction? Like where he's sniffing?
He keeps pacing to and through 10 feet about, and as soon as he reaches one point of the chamber, he whimpers and turns around. From just knowing your wolf for long enough, you would know that this is how he behaves when he finds cadavers, dead bodies.
Okay, and it's down in this direction.
Yes, he keeps going in that direction, sniffing about, panicking, and coming back to you.
Yeah, he just looks over them. Yeah, I think we've got dead bodies to the south. Like down this hallway here.
Down these stairs,
Yeah, the
there is always the smell of death.
yeah,
right.
no, well, the way Connell's acting here is down where I'm facing here, down towards here. There's something down there that's dead, that we know is dead, because the way he's acting.
Do you wanna check on it?
No, yeah, Novark would just kind of slowly walk down and just kind of wheel around, see if he can see into any chamber or anything like that.
Which
Let's see.
direction are you walking, this way or that way?
Yeah, this way, this way.
As you proceed
It's just
downward,
an-
and you make it that far, go ahead and roll me a dexterity save real quick.
Oh,
You hear it first, and you get an opportunity to kind of look down and see it. Something scrapes at the ground beneath you. Something scrapes at the ground beneath you. A clawed arm bursts forth from the soil as several more creatures dig their way out from like what looks like shallow graves. Their emaciated forms are roughly humanoid, albeit hairless and mottled, with decaying hide stretched tight over their bones. They cry out in shrieks, their mouths filled with sharp teeth. Their sunken eyes burn like red-hot coals in the dark. An overpowering stench of death and decay dominates the air as these shapes begin to unearth themselves. They're all dressed in these tattered white robes with skull-like patterns upon them. From behind you, you can hear the crow on top of the broom caw in a panic. As more of those scrapes come behind, you hear it, and then a very sudden as something bites it down, and you hear the jaws of the large centipede creature just gnaw at it, bite it, and rip it out of the ground. Novak, your leg is grasped by one of these things. You're gonna start combat grappled, and that's that. But everybody else, go ahead and roll me initiative. How fast you guys
Nice.
roll initiative?
Advantage. So.
We're really excited. What
Wait, you want me to wait before rolling initiative, or you want me to?
No, you can roll initiative. We're in round. That was it. The surprise was the grapple. That's it.
Oh, fuck.
Did I roll initiative for it?
All right, no more deviating from the path. I'm an instigator of it, so it's my fault.
Risk and reward. You said it yourself.
Yeah,
All right, that's everybody, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Samson, another one of these emaciated corpses, digs itself out of the ground. It looks at you, peering at you, and it's gonna attempt to scrape past your shield, knocking it aside, and trying to rake you with its claw. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it
Go ahead
does.
and roll me a Constitution save as it rakes you. A familiar feeling, too familiar, too terrifying, kind of works its way through your veins as your muscles begin to seize up. You manage to resist it. Having experienced this before, you know how to control your breathing and not become paralyzed this time. Nonetheless, 7 slashing damage as the ghoul attempts to pretty much climb on top of your body and scrape. Samson, you get to retaliate.
Okay, well. That is very not good. I'm going to go ahead and.
Where's my combat music?
Alright,
There's
suppose
my combat music.
I got that set up wrong. I'm dropping Twilight Sanctuary because I am in real trouble. So, let's get what's my. It's a 30-foot radius on this, guys. 30. Circle. Save. Here we go. Okay. So that's a good start. That's my action to drop Twilight Sanctuary. As the air around me in this 30-foot sphere starts to turn to effectively white moonlight occurring. So it's dim light that's now in that area. So with that, I suppose I will go ahead, and that's my action, so I will go ahead and telekinetic shove the ghoul that's on me away, trying to get him to go here. So
Sure.
I DC 14 strength saving throw on him.
Got it. I want to play Darkest Dungeon more. Alright,
Great game.
such a good game. 4. I don't think he manages to shove it
So
aside.
at the 5-foot shove, so he's now
Bashing
in
it
the
with your shield,
corner.
it just goes against the wall and picks itself up. And then you hear it taunt back, getting back up onto its feet. Beautiful. We are so beautiful.
It's fun. And I will actually go ahead. So can I end up sharing the same spot as the broom?
Yes,
Or yes, I'm gonna go ahead and step to there.
sure. I'm just gonna non-comment them. They're gonna be around, but again, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just... Alright, cool. Step over Oyano, you can see in the hole you just came from, the giant centipede-like creature has the other ghoul in its maw, and it's wrapping itself around it, trying to break it apart. Anything else on your turn?
Nope. Just the Twilight Sanctuary is gonna go off and give my temporary hit points.
Sure. The two begin to like slash at one another. Unfortunately, the hide of the giant centipede is too thick for the ghoul to rake through as it struggles. The other ghoul that has you in its grasp, Novark, will attempt to bite at your ankle. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 on the dot.
Piercing pain at your ankle as its rotten teeth sink and begin to tear at your skin. It will maintain its hold, getting up from prone position and slowly raking its way up, using the walls to stabilize itself. Again, dressed in these tattered white robes, this desiccated creature. The giant centipede creature will go ahead and roll. Novar, go ahead with your turn as I calculate and do math.
Sorry?
Go ahead with your turn. It's your turn. The
okay.
two of them are fighting the north and do the math. Go ahead with it.
Yeah, so, yeah, so at the moment I'm not really going to range to use my bow. So, yeah, he's just going to pull out his dagger and just aim to stab it down on his skull while using bonus action. Connell's just going to run by him, just basically try and maul at the thing.
Alright.
Push the dagger. Oh, that's done to nothing.
The man just dodge away, hissing all the while. Nothing can hurt us.
And then Connell. 13.
13 hits. That can
That's
hurt
12
us.
slashing damage. Yeah, I'll just say position Connell here so we can.
It begins to bleed this blackish, stinking blood onto the ground, bloodied.
And that will be the end of it.
Okay.
So I can't.
Oh wait, no
see-
wait. Oh no wait. Would there be an action to wrestle Fate's grasp?
It will be an action to get out of its
Yeah,
grasp.
shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
So Novark, you get 5 temporary hit points, and since I can't see if Connell is within my sphere
He
of
is.
influence, he gets 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Dang.
What am I measuring with red? Yeah. Nice. Alright, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Rushing to see what's going on because
As I mentioned before, these two are fighting one another, one throwing at the other. The giant centipede clearly overpowering, and then you have Novark struggling with a ghoul here and another one against the wall yonder.
okay, so I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna attack it with the longsword.
It attempts to lift an arm to block it. Go ahead and roll. A 16 hits.
Nice.
Okay, and
The silver of the steel shines in the light of Samson's shields as you deal 11 damage to it, bloodying the thing. It rakes through its guts, spilling black blood onto the floor. Yep.
I may not hurt you, but the gods hurt everything. I'm gonna use a divine smite. So 3d8s on this case.
They are undead, yes.
Oh my, this is the worst one.
It gets hit by a
Not
spot,
blessed.
lifts his head and just goes cackling. We are perfect, immortal, made immortal. It takes 5 damage.
And that's my turn. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Okay, you get that temporary hit
You
points as now you
have 10 temporary hit points as well.
Oh, nice.
All right. So 5 here. Looks like Novark is in a little bit of trouble, so I'm gonna focus my attention down on there. First being, is it possible to? Would I be able to like see through him or anything, or
yeah,
not see
he
through
doesn't
him?
occupy 5 by 5 feet. It's not a cube. You can see through
Okay.
his zone of control, just not end your turn there.
Okay. Well, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb on the ghoul to the south.
Sure.
And I'm going for lightning damage.
Sure. In terms of like ranged spells, he does have like half cover behind Novark, but you can hit it past that. You can arc past it, just you'll have like +2 to his AC essentially.
Yeah, I'll still do it. It's a little bit of a desperate moment.
Yep.
So let's go. Let's go.
19 easily hits.
Yeah, I was doing lightning damage.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Let's go. This might come up for acid or something.
It's
D&D
lightning.
Beyond it being weird.
It's fine. As
Oh
as
no,
you-
actually it asked me. Lightning. That's really nice. 13.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, so the diamond. Well, actually, no. Hold on. From my arcane focus, outstretched hand, I reach, utter just like a little incantation, and this just like ball of lightning just kind of surges past around Novark, and then just lands him splat like right in the head, and then like lightning just kind of explodes from that.
Right. It doesn't get to utter like a cry of pain. It's so fast with a flashlight, it just explodes, leaving like a whole splash of gore on the floor as its headless body slaps down, releasing the grasp
Love
on
it.
you.
That was my action, and then as a bonus, I'll hold it. That'll just be my turn.
Okay. So, the ghoul facing you, Aya, is going to go ahead and attempt to rake a shoot, kind of slashing aside the sword at 18. Does that hit?
That's a miss.
You manage to
Fate
parry.
is so strong.
You manage to parry it away as it tries to rebalance itself. Samson.
By the way, Nadia, you get 8 temp hit points
Nice.
from Pride Sanctuary. I burnt it. I have to make the most of it because I was not in good shape there. But, okay, so I am actually going to go ahead. I will Sacred Flame the ghoul that's next to me, fighting the giant centipede. So I'll throw a Sacred Flame at him. DC 14 Dexterity save.
16.
Yeah.
It man, you would have hit it, but unfortunately the yank of the giant beast just kind of yanks it out of the way as the flame misses.
And I would like to go ahead and move down to here since I can't end at that center spot,
Okay.
which I think technically will provoke an attack of opportunity because I'm leaving next to that guy. But
He's not gonna take
Run.
it. He's way too occupied of trying to rake itself out of the clutches of this thing before it to even pay attention to you.
yeah, okay, and I suppose is Novark still technically grappled?
No, that thing
No, that
before him
guy's
is
dead.
dead.
Oh, he's dead. Okay. Then yeah, I think I'll just end my turn, and I will end up using Quiet Sanctuary to clear fear on me.
Sure thing. You hear a cry of pain from the giant centipedal beast, this chatter insectile, as one of the claws manages to rake itself into the soft part of its maw and rip out a piece. The ghoul is gonna go ahead and it's Constitution on its part. Okay. Managing 2 sheets at a time, yay. Thankfully, just a cry of pain. The giant centipede remains unparalyzed as it takes a bite back at the creature. Nova, go ahead with your turn as I resolve this.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, there's not going to be enough room. Yeah, so Novar's just going to send Connell around just to rush around and just try and maul at the one that's attacking you. Wait, I don't think I'll be able to once. Yeah, he'll be able to be within Aya's thing, but he has to leave it basically. Yeah.
Traveling through friendly squares is difficult terrain, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I don't know what I'm counting that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
It was there.
Yeah, I'm traveling like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 movement.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's way too overcrowded for him to manage. And
Yeah,
not
okay.
that and not end his turn there.
Okay. Yeah, things are just way too overcrowded. That's
Yep.
nothing that can really do you. So, let me see. Finger as a tool.
While you're thinking on your
No.
turn, you watch. Those of you can see the giant Carrion centipede. It lifts the now corpse of the ghoul, rips it in half, and tosses it aside at the far end of the other room, and then kind of keeps guard on the entrance of yonder, but doesn't move away from its eggs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, he's just going to basically stand ready, and he's looking around the corner there, just seeing, making sure nothing else is going to come around.
Okay,
Yeah, so that's all I can do. It's just too much crowd.
that's fine. Aya.
And
Yep.
Mm,
Orc, you may opt to get 6 temporary hit points instead of the 5 you had.
so I'll attack this one. This one is alive, or
It's alive, but
it was
deeply wounded, very confident about itself, but you can see it's like leaking this echoey blood from all of its wounds.
okay. I'm gonna try to not kill him. Okay, not lethal him. So I'm gonna try to cut his legs or something like. he cannot
Non-lethal, like
move
knock him
anymore.
out, or like disable him so he's conscious.
I would like to give it conscious, but he's alive.
And unfortunately, putting less energy to that swing, it manages to be slow enough for it to parry away with a claw.
Okay. And can I speak to the group? Or
Yeah, speech is free action. Within reason. Like, you can relay your plan throughout combat, but don't be like, I'm gonna monologue now.
Here's my battle speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They may not take our freedom.
We should keep. I will say we should keep moving. I've got this for a little bit longer.
Push. Yeah, if you're talking,
I
you're
think
like
it was
losing connection. a
Yeah,
little bit.
I lost like everything you said there.
Oh, let me try.
Losing
And
a-
I am William Wallace. William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
Just type into chat until you reconnect, man. If you're trying to like
Yeah.
yeah. Sure. Nadia, kind of getting a sense that like we're attempting to like disable this thing. What's your turn?
So I've. Oh. You there?
I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's just. I'll just firebolt the guy.
Sure.
Let me get this.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Help us live forever. It speaks, but then catches a firebolt straight into its neck, muting it. I was promised more. It drops, kind of the tattered white cloak covering its corpse as it drops dead to the floor.
And with an outstretched fire hand, be like, "And no more you shall have."
It is dead upon the floor. The I can say it. Carrying crawler and the other side of the room remains hostile, defensive, but doesn't encroach past its little crevice. So for the sake of combat, we're out of it for now.
Okay.
So in that case, we're probably going to be here for more than the 5 remaining rounds I have in Twilight Sanctuary. So do you want me to roll that
30
out, or
sec-
just get everyone?
Yeah, 30 seconds. You can rule out max. You can give everybody max. I would allow it. Give everybody your max number, and then just kind of it dissipates.
Yep. So in that case, everybody has 10 temporary hit points from Twilight Sanctuary.
That's until we take a short rest or until long rest.
I believe it's until long
rest. Yeah, it's awesome.
Twilight Sanctuary is really good, and were I not as in as desperate straits as I was, I would not have dropped it for that encounter.
We all feel it. We saw you. You were down at the moment.
Yeah, that pit was not fun. But at least everyone should be somewhat better now.
Do you think they have
Things
anything
on them.
Yeah,
On
I wanna
them,
check the bodies.
they are desiccated, gaunt corpses. The robes seem uniformal. They are white with accents of like jade green along their cuffs, and all of them kind of feature unique designs, perhaps to show off rank. Not sure, but they all end with like a skull at the center around the clavicle area, just a front-facing skull with a circle around it. If you're trying to discern it, you can go ahead and roll me like religion.
I vaguely remember that symbol from one of the books we saw.
Don't even roll, it is
Library.
exactly that symbol. From the Book of Ossibus.
Okay,
Did we grab that book?
Yes.
Yeah.
do I see this?
Yes.
From-
What you see, I can describe. I was just waiting for you to approach it closer, essentially. How about
Yeah,
I describe it after we move on from this? Aside from that on the corpses, you find nothing. It's just robes. They don't have any possessions on them, unfortunately.
Okay.
Anything else?
There's. I think we're gonna continue.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I see something in this room.
Well, let's go check it out.
Yeah, after all that trouble.
Just keep an eye on the floors.
Keeping an eye for
Yeah.
traps, you manage to lead the group into safety until you approach this shrine of some sort. This room is festooned with moldy skeletons that hang from rusty shackles against the walls. A wide alcove in the far side wall contains a statue carved in the likeness of a gaunt, pale-faced man wearing a voluminous black cloak. His pale left hand rests on the head of a wolf that stands next to him. In his hand, he holds a smoky, grey crystal orb. Engraved upon the raised dais upon which the statue stands are the words, "He is the ancient. He is the land."
Yeah, I'll be back in 1 second. Just want that to Harvey quick.
Well,
He
this is one of their shrines. Question: is there? If I look around for a bit, is there like blood in this area?
No, just the macabre skeletons against the walls, but no blood.
I would like to use divine sense to see if the orbs is hollow or I don't know.
The ground
course.
beneath you is desecrated. The undead tread here and have essentially unholy the place.
Okay.
There are no dead about. The skeletons are dead. There's no necromancy about to raise them. You do sense necromantic energy coming from the orb, though. It is quite strong.
Mhm.
Like that of a
This
creature,
looks
not an object, rather.
alive, I say that to the group. Pointing at the orb.
Well, that's interesting. I know a little bit about temples, and disrupting them can be beneficial, but also dangerous.
Those of you who look upon
No,
the
you don't.
statue, look upon the man's face, recognize it, even in front profile, from the coins upon which you bear.
Ah. Well, I
They
guess we
count.
know who he is in their chant. It's
What?
slightly delusional that people would view the local lord as a god of some sort. But
Okay.
Do we have any? Perhaps. Does anyone know how we could maybe not desecrate, make this a hallowed ground? Maybe by reversing anything.
that is far beyond my capabilities.
You've seen it done before, only
Yeah,
once.
that's their ways, but they bring greater risk by doing them. Well, I would like to go ahead and check out these skeletons and try and see what's going on with them. They're bound to the walls, it looks like, but
Looking for anything specific?
how they died.
Rolling medicine. They seem to have been bound here. The shackle was indeed latched onto the wrists, secured to the wall. They could have not moved. Upon inspecting their bones, you note lacerations upon their necks, or upon their vertebrae, a blade cutting deep, scraping against bone. Whatever blood might have seeped from them would have dried and turned to dust long ago, but that seems to be... Or perhaps they were not bled here, they were just brought here for one reason or another. They seem to be assembled very neatly. There's no way they would have simply died in the same position. Their legs are not bound in any way, but have been crossed on purpose. It seems that somebody moved the corpse post-mortem to a meditative position. Legs crossed, arms to the side, shackled. Head raised. In a row, decoratively. Somebody has been using calibers to decor the room.
Well,
Okay.
I suppose our options were really kind of investigate this statue more, disrupt this statue, or move along.
With what you did earlier in the other room, how we got those locks, perhaps you could use your assistance to maybe move that orb.
I could.
The
I have
orb feels alive.
Oh,
I think it's a normal object. Maybe we could try to communicate to it somehow.
Perhaps.
Wait, who?
I'd like to spend a little bit of time getting kind of close to the statue and just kind of looking at it from all different angles, trying to see if there's any additional inscriptions or anything of note about it that's
No
odd.
additional inscriptions, but you do hear dissonant whispers indeed coming from the orb as if it contains something within it. Something foul, undead. Some smoky shape within. Looking at your own reflection upon the orb, you don't see yourself, but you just see a void-like amorphous shape of yourself before it swirls back into the darkness. The room grows cold the closer you approach the statue, and you sense a dark, ancient evil turning its eye upon you.
It's not the one. It's not the same as the one I felt before. Or I suppose he isn't necessarily evil.
It's
Okay.
not a familiar feeling.
Well, that orb is whispering. Can't make anything out of the whispers, but it's definitely whispering. And something is watching us. I'd be
With every-
concerned about breaking it.
I'm gonna go ahead and move my hand into the orb.
oof.
Yeah,
Say again?
I'm gonna put my hand into the orb.
The orb
slowly.
is solid, your fingers grazing its cold surface, and where they touch, the shadows seem to coalesce, kind of like touching on those static balls, but like shadows. They coalesce into your handprint, and if should you retreat your hand, the shadows remain. And you hear a voice reverberate throughout the room. You are not Durst. Perhaps a test then, to see if you are worthy of communicating with me. I don't know if I went Irish. The room grows colder as torchlight and whatever magical light seems to flicker. A draft blows past. You notice your shadows stir, moving on their own accord, rising to become semi-translucent. Their silhouettes featured morph as they grow, kind of growing these clawed hands that stretch out, and as they rise, stretch out towards you. What do you do?
I will step to kind of here, I think, so I'm kind of within 5 feet of all of the shadows that are coalescing.
The shadow takes form within the light of your of Novark's bow, so it coalesces about yonder.
So I would get mine, Novark's, and Nadia's, but not Aya's. Would be within 5 feet of me if I stood here.
I'm spawning them as we speak.
Okay.
And that's it. So that's where they spawn relative to the light source.
Yeah, then I will step to here and drop Ward of Radiance, blasting at those shadows.
Sure. Everybody gets an action at the beginning of a turn. As you blast it with Radiance, it, dexterity?
Constitution, unfortunately.
Your shadow does not follow your steps. It remains there, looking at you, outstretching its hand slowly at first. But then, at the sight of light, it flinches. That's Constitution, you said?
Yes, Constitution DC 14.
4.
And that's all 3 shadows within 5 feet of me that I can hit with Ward of Radiance.
What's the range of that? 5 feet? Okay.
5 feet.
So only one of them saves.
Yeah.
I want to say Nadia's saves. Kind of cower behind the shadowy alcove.
Yeah, and I'll basically, as I do that, I say, "Get back!" and just blast light out around me.
With that, you shriek out as this burst of light flashes forth. The rest of you, what do you do?
I'm gonna use Searing Smite, so I'm gonna light my sword in fire. And can I attack? No, right? Like that's.
You can take
combat.
one action. The shadows first slow, then stunned by the flare. Yep.
I'll
Roll one
attack
action.
the.
Okay.
Then I only attack this one.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stab it to the ground while it's getting in shape.
Sure. As it coalesces, you stab it. It burns from the flare. 16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. The silver sword slashes through it, and you can see the glint of light work its way down the sword and into its form, pulsing outwards, nearly vanquishing it altogether. It begins to lose form and become wisp-like. Still slow to react, Novark and Nadia, what do you do?
Okay, so are they like physical forms, or
They're manifesting into semi-translucent forms, becoming more and more solid, rising out of the ground, yes.
okay? Right, so if okay, so I'm gonna just try. Yeah, so what he's going to do is he's just going to move to here.
Yep.
And he's going to take I'm going to try and take a shot towards this one. That one's too close.
Sure thing. Not sure if your arrow will even hit its translucent form. You take aim nonetheless. Go ahead and take that shot.
Good. First.
24 hits. Easy to shoot from 10 feet away, even between the beams.
9 plus 2 for.
As the arrow hits, it's suspended mid-air, and the shadow looks down, and as it does, it begins to meld away, and the arrow drops off the ground. Samson, you look to where your shadow was. It's no longer there. Your shadow.
And I was. Well, Sergeant Connor will just take the spot where I was and maul at that one in front.
Sure thing, roll for it. 18 hits.
18,
5 slashing damage. Alright, Nadia, what do you do as finally the final form, your own reflection, your own shadow reflection manifests itself around the corner and with one hand clutches it as it reaches out?
I'm going to use Firebolt on that one first.
Sure.
Woof.
It manages to slink away back as the fire graces the earthen wall behind the statue.
So after that, I kind of just say to myself, shit. And then I will... where's it at? In my actions. I will actually cast Sanctuary on myself. Wherever it may be. There.
Okay. With that, so we have shadows remaining. We're gonna roll initiative one more time.
Initiative, because I've got great initiative this time. I do not know why it does not roll my initiative with advantage, despite having my advantage roll all things with advantage. I don't have an option to do it. I got I can actually edit it, so I got 3.
3? Cool.
You missed your shadow. That's why you are so slow on this round.
Yeah.
Novark, you get to start at the top of the round as the shadows in the uniform movement manifest, rise about 5 feet off the ground and become fully hostile, fully manifested. These wisps of shadow kind of work themselves back into the orb, and there's like a stringy trail between them.
Okay. Hey. If I was to move, would that one have a reaction against me?
If you move out of its reach, yes. 5 feet away.
Right. Okay, if I was move 5. Okay, so if I was to move to here, that'd be okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, he's going to move there, and he's going to take aim at this one here, and while Connell was still focused at one. So first off, I'll do the longbow. 10.
At melee range, you can't quite aim at it before it kind of manifests away and back into existence. Connell, however, gets pack tactics where he's standing, so.
Yeah.
With 20 that hits, with 12 slashing damage, he manages to bite at it, and even though the teeth kind of go through it to do some sort of damage, he manages to resist most of it, but it's just enough for it to turn to smoke and kind of wisp back into the orb. Connell, that was your shadow. You look down and you don't see a shadow, no matter how you cast the light.
Okay, and that would be the end of my turn there.
All right. Your own shadow works itself through you, very casually walking through you. You feel the cold sensation as its form walks through you and through Samson. Samson, as it does so, it clutches at where your heart is and yanks away. You see like a wispy trail of some sort of white light trail off into its fist as it goes ahead and attacks. I believe 18 does not hit.
18 AC, so it hits.
It hits, so it deals 12 necrotic damage.
Okay. Ow.
Yeah, you applied the damage?
Yes, I applied the damage. I have 4 health
Right.
remaining.
Temp HP, I don't see it. I was like, aren't you down? Your strength score is reduced by 3 as you feel the strength drain away from you as it seems to have stolen it, taken it onto itself. So, how do I modify that on your sheet? I'm just going to track it. I'm gonna track
I
it.
can hard code that, or I can change the base value. I don't know how to
I'm
apply
gonna hard
temporary
track it.
modifier.
I'll just... Sure. Do a minus 3 in that page. Yeah, that works. Alright. Nadia. The shadow just clutched Samson's chest, approaches you, reaching out another hand towards you. Your shadow is still hiding behind a corner. What do you do?
Samson's been getting dunked on this whole time, so I'm gonna cast a second level healing word on him. And let me get that out here. Oop. 3, 1. Yeah, not the best, but get that out, and then I will also do for an action, shocking grasp on this one right here.
Sparks fly between your fingers as 21 does hit. Grasping the creature, go ahead and roll damage. It screams out in Aya's voice as lightning works through it for 4 damage. Aya's voice, by
Everything.
theory. Right.
Oh! Okay, can you attack from some space?
Yes, as long as you don't end your turn there, you can enter Samson's battle space. It's difficult terrain, but, you know, not an issue here.
I'm not going too far. So I'm gonna slash it with the sword.
Slap. Again, the silver cutting through for full effect. Go ahead and roll that natural 20. As it
Good
slices
job.
through it. Yeah, I would do it. How do you want to do this?
So I would say, like, when the sword touched the silver, the shadows start like brightening from the space. So when it was cut, it just bright until it disappeared.
It's quite horrifying to slice at your own form, at your own reflection, but you do it. As it does so, the manifestation again wisps away and gets absorbed into the orb. Only one shadow remains on the battlefield. It looks onto Samson, and ganging up upon him, it reaches out a claw to clutch at the last remnant of any happy emotion that keeps hope and strength within you. But you manage to resist, I believe. 15.
Yes, because if I'm below because I still get the bonus from my armor, I just get penalties on extra things because I no longer have the strength required for it, right?
Hmm?
Because chainmail requires 13 AC, but that's only to not get penalties, right?
It's not to get penalties for casting spells, yeah. You still benefit from the AC.
Yeah, so that misses.
Yeah. With that, it can't do anything with killing itself. Yeah. Samson, go ahead and retaliate if you so wish.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and say burn away, and I'm going to sacred flame it. That's a DC
nice.
14 dexterity save.
18. However,
Okay.
in the light, it rolls a 13.
Okay, so that's 8 points of radiant damage to it then.
You do the equivalent of bloodying a shadow, its wispy form bleeding out smoke from its edges.
So I will move to here, and I will shove it away from me, aiming to get it over here. It's a DC 14 strength saving throw.
With your modified strength.
No,
It's roll
telekinetic jump.
9, your strength is not that low. You manage to shove its semi-corporeal form, indeed.
So, yeah, when I'm shoving, it's telekinetic shove, so that's just it's my wisdom mod, not strength mod based.
Aya and Connell can do opportunity attacks if they so wish.
Yeah. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
move to that corner and
Connell would.
end my turn.
Why not?
Pack tactics. So 22 hits. Oh wait, yeah. 19 hits for 9 slashing. That does it. With the combined might of both you and party, the shape whisks away, clashing against the stone wall, becoming smoke and trailing into the orb. The voice, that ethereal, disembodied voice, speaks once more in a Barovian accent this time. Not Scottish. I don't know why I went Scottish for a second there. Impressive? Very impressive. I think I will keep these for now. The smoke within the orb becomes dim, shrinks away, until the orb becomes nothing but dark glass.
Keeping.
Your shadows.
So at this point, we do not cast shadows anymore, do we?
No.
Okay.
How are you feeling, Samson?
I felt better, and I'm going to go ahead and cast Healing Word on myself at level 2. Go ahead and get up, and that's all of... So... That's 9 hit points total from that.
Yeah, and don't forget my 6 from earlier too.
I did.
Cool.
I am now above half.
Just keep eating your Wheaties.
Yep.
So after that voice is gone and everything, I'm looking to the rest of the group like, what are we? Pets to him? Did anyone recognize that voice?
Do we recognize him?
You've never heard it before. It sounds deep and regal. You have a pretty good guess who it is.
Yeah, I
but-
would suspect, given the statue's appearance, it's most likely a lord of this land.
At this point, it seems
He's told us he's called us toys before. When we
Pets,
first
to be
arrived.
honest.
Pets, yes. Well, I suppose this land just continues to take, doesn't it?
Well, whatever it is, and there has our shadows.
Yes. That's... well. You
Well-
think it's worth doing a little bit more investigation of the statue? Now that the
I
orb
mean,
seems
is it
to...
still talking to us?
You still feel the dark presence watching you. Like somebody hovering their hand mere inches away from the back of your neck.
Did you say that the orb disappeared, right?
The orb is still there, dark glass, but the smoke within is gone.
And Novar just kind of looks at it. So what was this test about? Just seeing if he's going to get an answer.
Well, I guess we'll find out. For the orb, I'd say just leave it. It's if he's manifesting whatever kind of magic from it, it can't be any good.
Yeah, the only question is it worth... Is smashing it viable?
Yeah.
Or will that anger our new... toy keeper?
He got our shadows. I
Yes.
don't see any reason why we cannot get his orb.
If we take it, he might be keeping tabs on us then. Destroy it, just be gone with it.
Yeah, I said destroy it. It's not
That's
safe
how-
to leave it around.
This house is
Uh,
tainted enough.
Yeah, I will mage hand to try and roll the orb off the statue and let it fall.
As it rolls off and begins to topple, it drops, following gravity, and then slows down for just a moment as the voice returns. A shame, but to be honest, I would have done the same. Let's see if you do better than your predecessors. And taking back full gravity's force, it shatters onto the floor. The voice is gone. so it's a sensation of being watched.
I'm gonna grab one of the crystals of the orb.
Dark glass, sharp to a point in some places.
And Shadow's still gone though, even though the crystals were open.
Shadows are kept, yes.
Okay. Well done.
Does anyone need to maybe gain their their footing or maybe catch a breath? And for meta, does anyone want to take a short rest?
On a scale of 1 to 35, how good do you feel?
Yeah, how good do you feel?
Yeah.
Cheater.
As much as I think a rest would be useful, I'm concerned about resting in this place. It's hardly safe. Well, we may have cleared this area, there's still plenty of danger. I almost feel this house itself is against us.
Connell sniffs
You're right.
about, makes a single whining sound, and scrapes at the wall against which he is standing. Where he scrapes, you see the dirt falls away easily, and there's wood paneling beneath it.
Quite a find.
And would walk over to investigate it.
Seems
See,
that some sort of a concealed door in the middle of the wall has been placed here and very lazily covered. The door is made of ordinary, albeit rotted wood, and still like a layer of clay on top of it, just concealed, not so much as hidden
so would they be able to push it open?
easily. The wood
Okay.
is so old it crumbles away, revealing stairs up. It ends at a landing about 6 feet high, with a 6 foot high ceiling at close fitting planks with a wooden trapdoor set into it.
I wonder if that takes us back up into the house.
I imagine it will take us to the first level,
Yeah.
to the room that we didn't check.
You think we should head up? Perhaps head all the way up and see if what we did was sufficient for Rose and Thorn? Or if they would like us to do something different?
Yes, I think that it will be good to check it first. Shall we go up?
Yeah, just try and have a peek.
Okay, Samson, I think you have taken enough suffering for today. Do you mind if I go first?
No, but if you are, you should probably be the one to have the light. And I'll go ahead and tap your sword and have that glow with light. Sorry to move the light around again. But I figure whoever's going in front should be the one with the light. That way we see the most.
Looking on this side of the trapdoor, looking up, you can see that the trapdoor is bolted shut from this side and can't be pushed open from the other side unless it is unlatched here.
So it cannot be open from this side.
It can
This
be
side.
open from this side. It's locked on this side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna remove the lock and pry it open.
As you approach and open the lock, the door swings, revealing a lit room above, at the top of the staircase. From beyond the wall before you, you hear a very distinct but familiar chittering, bug-like, as the earth moves. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like, roll initiative, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, the earth seems to move as if something is burrowing through it. But the door above is open.
Okay. I'll move through it.
have to respawn you from your old spawn and push you where you are currently, where you find yourselves currently.
And I, of course, will help the broom up the trapdoor if it can't get up.
Sure.
Gotta keep that broom alive. I've got plans for that broom.
Well,
I can describe this. Give me 2 seconds to describe this room real quick.
sure.
Just finding where we are back up. This oak-paneled room looks like a hunter's den of some sort. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head. Positioned around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine. 2 carved wooden goblets are also found here, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above the cloth-covered table, surrounded by 4 chairs. 2 cabinets stand against the walls. And the trapdoor, through which you just ventured.
I'm sure a lot of great stories were swapped in here. It's such a shame this place took such a nosedive.
It's... suppose we should probably check out these cabinets. And all
We'll
of
go
them.
around, but if we're going to rest anywhere, this is probably the best place we can do it.
Sure.
Agree.
Samson goes to investigate the cabinets. Novak looking around. You get an odd sense from these wolf statuettes. Every time you take your gaze away from them and then look back, they like moved an inch. It's weird. Connell growls. Looking past the windows outside, you can see the Valachian crowd still gathered about. The captain of the guard keeping them back away from the house. The entire crowd of Barovians just gawking, trying to peer inside.
Wait, so he saw the wolf things move? You said?
You get like a notion like they perhaps moved an inch, or perhaps it was just your imagination. You're not sure. Samson, the 2 cabinets stand against the walls. The east cabinet, the cabinet you stand beside right now is unlocked and holds a small box containing a deck of playing cards and an assortment of wine glasses. The other cabinet seems to be under lock. The lock is in a much better condition than the one found downstairs, as the rest of his floor. The rest of this floor seems in pristine condition, not a trace of dust anywhere.
No, Vark, this one's locked. The
Which
other one didn't have anything interesting.
The one over yonder.
Yeah, this
Oh,
one's
okay.
locked.
Yeah, Novar's still looking at these things. Just as he's walking up to the cabinet.
Is there a reason you're observing the statues?
I don't know.
Concerned with them?
They're
I
text.
don't know. I just like something moved it's like I don't know if I saw them move, but like corner of my eye.
They're
I don't know.
taxidermies, but they're so lifelike.
Okay.
Do you find weird that this room is really clean?
Yeah, there's something. Something is keeping this floor of the building almost locked in time. The upper floors seemed older, and the basement was very old, decaying. But something in this floor is being held clean.
You pick the lock, and with a satisfying, it opens. Being of pristine condition, you can easily pocket it if you so wish. Nonetheless, taking the shackle off the latch, you open the cupboard to see it holds a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow kind of in cascading size on racks. There are 20 bolts for each weapon, 60 all in all.
Well, I suppose I'll go and pick up the light cross, or the hand crossbow. I mean, well, assuming we ever meet, and find Jeb again, I think he'd be interested in this. Seems very much like he was trying to get the smith to be able to construct. I'll hold on to this for a bit and give it to him if I see him again.
Yeah. Novar just picks up the heavy one, he just kind of looks it over, just say, just see if he can see any markings on it.
It is. With a crossbow?
Yeah.
It is pristine. It is a fine thing. Very fine craftsmanship. You know, gold-plated at places. A noble's weapon, truly.
Yeah, Novar will just sling that one on his back.
Go ahead and add that to the inventory.
Yeah. I'll deal with the damage stuff and everything later.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. You should probably grab the bolts as well. If you grab these.
Yeah, he would grab 20 of the bolts.
There's 20 for each weapon. Feel free.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab it. Grab another. I'll grab at least 20, if not. I'll grab 40.
Would any of those, like, across one, what was that, 2 light crossbows and the big one?
A heavy, a light, and a hand. I've grabbed the hand, you grabbed the heavy. There's still a light there.
I appreciate the offer, but not really my forte.
Yeah, I
Novak,
have one. I have a light one already.
you will them. Novak, you look at the... I wonder if you can. They're one-handed weapons, right? Novak, you look at the... like the bolts for the heavy crossbow. They look like they could like take down a bear.
Yeah,
Whoever
finally crap.
Yeah. Whoever hunted in this place knew their shit.
Yeah. So,
All right.
well, I suppose the question is, do we want to rest here or continue to go about searching this floor of the house?
I would like to
We're
check.
concerned about these taxidermied animals.
Oh shit, sorry, beer back.
I wonder, like, in which part of the house are we, honestly?
You're on the fourth floor. Looking outside the windows, you can see you're on the ground floor. The Valachian crowd gathered outside is still gawking at the house, trying to peer into clouded windows, barely making out your silhouettes, now then letting out a gasp. You recognize the hall before you as the main hall.
If I look out the windows, do I see the town guard captain guy?
The bald guy with lightning-like scar upon his face.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
He's still there in his thick furs and.
I'm gonna
coordinated.
do my little wave to him again.
He doesn't seem to know where you are. It's been a while since you've descended, and he stopped looking for you. He's more concentrated on the crowd. And for a moment, he's like, it's a funny feeling. Turns his head, checks it, continues to back away the crowd, folding his hands, watching them, and then kind of turning toward the third floor. And he doesn't know where you are from where he's standing, unfortunately. But yes, unless you try his attention.
I don't need to draw attention.
Just run out of the place. Do not go in there.
Well, we're on the first floor. Do we want to check out the first floor? It seems safer to check out than the basement. Check out the first floor, make our way up to the third floor, check in, make sure that Rose and Thorn have been released, and then either rest or head back into the basement.
Do you feel well enough to keep exploring or checking?
I think so. I'm reasonably put together, and I'm not tapped on power. The concern is if we plan to take on Morgantha tonight. Well, we may not want to take her on tonight directly. We may want to track her and do something else.
As you speak, you hear the distant bells toll the 10th hour of the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have we been in here?
It's been 4 hours since you woke up.
Okay.
I think we shouldn't go back to the third floor yet. Let's try to finish everything in the underground, or maybe we could check the last room in this floor. We never saw it.
Yeah.
Before you continue on, I'm going to ask out of character, how are we all feeling? It is 10 o'clock my time. We've been going for 3 hours without a break. Does anybody need a break, or do we want to call it here and just pick up from here next week?
Well, yeah, I do need to go myself in a few minutes, but you can carry on if he's just exploring the bottom half of the rest of it.
I'm going to say this. For the sake of exploring above ground, we can do that over P-Chat easily. I'm going to say that you guys scoured most important things. You might discover a few interesting things here and there. But, I mean, like, we've already been through, like, 3 floors in an attic. If you want to discover around, I'll go ahead and do that over P-Chat over the week, no problem, when I have time. You guys can go ahead and take your short rest here, if you so wish. Or lowering us if you want to abandon the place and go somewhere safer, but, you know, get like just an innate sense of long resting here is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm concerned even short resting, but
Yeah, I thought we were gonna short rest. Long rest, I'm not game for that.
I just
Oh,
need to
yeah,
get
not
something
a
to
long
eat.
rest.
Mac needs to go. I'm thinking this is a good spot for us to call the
Yeah,
session.
this-
And yeah,
this
Yeah,
is
I'm
like a
happy with
fairly
that.
good spot to call it.
Yeah, I'm going to go pick up my friend, take away work, and then I'm going to bed once I get back.
I mean, Mac has been running a campaign before this. Like, I can only imagine how tired he feels. I came off for a 12-hour session, a 12-hour shift, and I have another one tomorrow. So we'll pick up next week. This was fun. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Hey, take care, folks. I better hurry off. Right. I'll
Have a
talk
good
to you in chat.
Seeing you.
Yeah.